Hey everyone, it's Kai from Cool Collectibles, back again for another review. This time it's the Bandai Star Wars movie realization, Kylo Ren. For all the amazing figures coming out of Japan, click the link in the description below to head on over to Big Bad Toy Store. They ship worldwide, so definitely check them out. Alright, I reviewed the Captain Phasma and First Order Stormtrooper recently, and I have to say this Kylo Ren figure overall is pretty good, but it has a few of the same sort of nitpicks that I had with the previous figures. But I'll get to that shortly. With the box art, you get the usual nice cover art there, and a few photos of the back. So it doesn't come with too much, this particular figure. It comes with, you'll see at the bottom here, a very nice lightsaber. I do love the way they've done this sort of old school style hilt in that sort of format. I love that look. I love the translucent red that they've done there. So overall, I love this sort of knight style lightsaber that they've done for him. The hands only comes with a few swap out hands. The sculpting on the back is pretty good. I do like the sort of variant of the glossy black there and the silver wash, and then the gloves. So overall, not too bad. But of course, the main part is the figure. So I'll just give you guys a zoomed in look. Hold on. Alright, so here is the mask up close, and I have to say they've done a pretty good job. I like all the sort of spikes and so on that are protruding from the helmet itself. It's got the same sort of rear part that most of the figures have. I do like the silver patterning and wash on the front there. Unlike the Darth Maul figure, the mask does not come off to show anything sort of different underneath, which I do like that the Darth Maul did that. But it does look pretty good, this one. The cowl here at the back I think is a little bit annoying. It's all one massive solid piece that doesn't seem to want to move or anything like that, and there is a warning in the instructions that this is pretty delicate, so I don't know if that means some of this might peel off or anything like that if you try to move it around too much, but that whole piece is pretty solid, so that's a bit unfortunate. I would have preferred if it was a bit more mobile, you know, if it was on some sort of ball joints or something up there to sort of make it move out the way. But unfortunately it's one solid piece. I'm not even sure if it's connected to this chest piece. I do like this chest piece. It's a nice sort of glossy black, and most of the paint application is pretty good on it. A few scuffs here and there, but nothing too major. Interesting little rings on the nipples there. One of the worst things I do hate about this figure is the new ball joints that they've used for the elbows. With the Vader here, I'll just quickly bring the Vader. You'll see that it's got the old style double hinged elbow joint that pretty much all the original trilogy figures have. So I think the Stormtroopers, Snow Trooper, even the Royal Guards and the Boba Fett and so on have that sort of style of elbow joint. But for these First Order ones, I did notice them on the Stormtrooper and Captain Phasma. That they are just these massive ball joints, and you'll see that it really does break up the sculpt on this, particularly with the really shiny look of them. So it doesn't look particularly good, and they only go to about 90 degrees, just slightly over 90 degrees. I think the original elbow design probably gave you a little bit more, and really didn't look that ugly. It blended in with the outfit much nicer, and the armor that they had on the arms. So it's really a shame that they didn't just use that double hinged joint for Kylo Ren here. The floating piece here gets a little bit annoying because it's all separate floating pieces. So there's this piece around his waist, and then there's this piece underneath, and then there's the Karma. And the Karma I thought was on some sort of ball joint or something like that, as per the First Order Trooper and Phasma, but it looks like it's all just stuck together with some piece in the middle there that I can't quite see. So you really do need to sort of hold that top piece in place and move that piece around to just get it symmetrical. They overlap slightly at the back here. I guess you can sort of futz around however you sort of want it. The dirt wash is pretty nice, almost a little bit overdone compared to the rest of the outfit. The rest of the outfit looks pretty clean, and this particular brown section here, I'm not sure if that sort of rubs off quite easily. I'm not seeing any residue on my fingers or anything, but it does have a pretty dirty look to it. The sort of pants at the bottom are the usual sort of molded fluffy kung fu type pants. There is articulation at the swivel at the knee there, and the joint. I think that is a double joint, but it doesn't seem to want to move too far, particularly with the kama at the back here. The articulation is a bit restricted. I think they have changed the ankle joints a little bit. On the original figures, it was quite hard to get the ankle rocking motion going, and on the first few figures, particularly for the Stormtroopers, I actually snapped one of them off. I had to find a spare, but these ones seem to have far better ankle articulation. They are a little bit looser, but the ball joint connection and the ability to do that rocking without having to sort of fuss around with the position of the ball joint is much more intuitive. So that's an improvement. So it's a shame that they sort of went backwards with the elbow joints. Articulation wise on the hips, they are a little bit restricted because of the kama and so on. So you might not be able to get him into super dynamic poses or anything like that, but I'll probably just have mine in a fairly sort of static pose next to Vader. But on Vader, I might just grab him again. So here he is. So they scale pretty well together, which is good. I was hoping that he wasn't going to look smaller at least, and not too much bigger. So I think they scale pretty well. You can sort of see some of the differences in the Samurai Taisho sort of outfit, fully armored, decked out for battle, with Kylo Ren here. A bit more almost like a cross between the Darth Maul monk style, with the thongs and so on, coming up with the rest of his outfit there. So overall, it's a pretty good addition to the series. Now that I've got Phasma, Kylo here, and the First Order Stormtrooper, I'm pretty much going to stick with those three, and really just hope that they release more of the original trilogy figures. But hopefully that gives you a good enough look at the Kylo Ren figure, and you can make up your own mind if it's going to suit your collection. But hopefully you can click that like and subscribe button and stay tuned for more figure reviews coming up. I did get my haul from Big Bad Toy Store with Kylo and the Storm Collectibles Guile and Sagat, and of course the big one in the Bandai GX88 Voltron vehicle, Force Voltron. So hopefully you can subscribe and stay tuned for all that. Thanks again, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Cheers. Bye.